everyone, and welcome to the July Google Hangout with Motivating Mum. I think that this topic that we're going to have today is so hugely important, and that's why I really wanted to run it, because it doesn't matter the amount of time that mums have, worked, or it doesn't matter the amount of skills that they have or the experiences that they have. On a daily basis, I meet mums that are, lacking in confidence and, just really having challenges with maintaining their confidence in different areas of business or just believing in themselves in general. So that's why I really wanted Renee to come on today and talk about this, amongst other things that she'll be talking about, creating a personality-rich business today. And really the person that I had to get to talk about this is Renee, because when you see her speak, as I have many times, you will see that there is one thing that she doesn't lack, and that's confidence. So she has done a wonderful job of, really believing in herself and understanding her value, and then in communicating that. So that's why I had to have Renee on today. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Renee Main, and she can take it away. Thanks, Renee.
Thanks, Sally. I tell you what, you just always intro me so beautifully, and it just gives me shivers because it's just, thank you, it's really beautiful.
No
it's fun. It's funny that you say I'm always so confident, and I come up and you get that, is because there's so many times that I've questioned myself and felt anything but confident, and I think that that's just having that understanding that we have these ebbs and flows, and we feel all of these things, and I'm really excited to be able to share this with your mums today, because no one is exempt from this. Like, we all feel it, but we don't often talk about it, because we feel like we have to be this person and act a certain way, or say, if we actually say out loud to someone that we're feeling, we don't know what we're doing, or we're feeling like we're scrambling, or we don't say that because we don't want to be perceived in a certain way. So I just love that now we can actually get to this space where we can actually say it, voice it, and I've put together a really different presentation today, and so, because I thought, what do I want to, what do I want to do? And I want to take you through this experience, but I want to show you how you can create, that authentic message, and to create that, using that authentic message to create that consistent cash flow. But I wanted to show you, but I also wanted your mums to feel it, because I thought once we feel it, that's the beginning of us embodying it, and then we can actually make a really powerful change. So that is my intention for today, and I really hope you like it. So, yes, but bless you. So we'll be open. So I'm going to talk about 3 key things, and I have put together a PowerPoint just so then, and it's not too wordy or not too long, but just for those power phrases that then everyone can kind of feel back into afterwards. So I'll share my screen, and we can get started on that. So let me know, Ali, if you can see it. Yeah? Cool. Awesome. Okay. So what I want to explore the corridor between my truth and the actual truth. Let's deal with the facts, right? Because we're all rising and awakening, and it's the rising of the sleeping giant, right? So the one that is great and unrealized and newly emerging in this power. So the one is you, and the one is me. The one is the fact that we all have these innate gifts, and it's about exploring that and using what we often perceive is a weakness or our biggest flaw, and how we can actually use that to create a personality-rich business. So it's the power and the strength that lies in these gifts, and that really allows us to be able to create something that is so authentic and so unique that we can use that as our driving force in our business. So as I talk about the discovery of truth, it's the beginning of the journey. It's the rising and the awakening of the sleeping giant that is in all of us. Because I don't pretend that I know absolutely everything. I believe that we are all scrambling, dancing, and moving through this experience in the most raw, vulnerable, and beautiful way. And the more openly we can communicate and express that, I think that we can communicate with our audience and our communities on a deeper level. So I take my lesson and my experience and I share it with you. So everything that I teach today, I've gone through and I've experienced it. I can't teach or pretend to know something that I haven't experienced. I can't teach anybody authentically if I'm sharing through someone else's journey. So it's the sleeping giant that resides in me. But that giant is really a child. That child that we ignore, and that child, the one that's screaming and wants attention. I want us to get back to that and communicate with that. That child wants to have fun, and that child wants to dream, and that child wants to explore, that child wants to believe, and it believes in the magic that you can and will create. So today, let's just rise and let's try to awaken that sleeping giant that resides within us. And it begins with a little nod, a little knowing smile, and a soft hello. It's the space between your truth and the actual truth. And the narrowing of that begins in this absolute moment. So authenticity in business, it doesn't begin with a strategy or a plan. It begins with self. Okay, so what I want to go through with you guys today is I want to take you away. I want to show you another way. And I wanted to put this disclaimer in, is that yes, I will be my unconventional self, and if you guys can just embrace that. How to avoid the noise and be yourself in your business. How to operate your life and business without doubt, uncertainty, and fear. The effortless way to making money and sales in the most authentic way. So I don't want to go into too much about who I am, but for those of you who don't know, I've been in business for 21 years. I created Australia's largest independent lingerie resource called Bra Queen. I've worked with some of Australia's leading companies. I've had over $500 worth of media attention, $500,000 worth of free media attention. And it's been a real honour to be published alongside and worked with some of our most popular thought leaders. So that's me. But I don't want to talk about myself too much. I just really want to kind of get in and share with you guys. So just to recap, because this is something that, I don't know, I love this quote, and it means something to me. So, you know, it's authenticity in business doesn't begin with a strategy or a plan. It begins with self. The thing is that if we're in business just to make a profit, then we can just go and get Google AdWords and be done with it. But if we want to genuinely make a difference and make money and touch the lives of others in a meaningful way, then we need to be the lifeblood within our business, and that means we need to step up and show up and shine in our business. So let's begin that with being self-aware and a commitment to honoring what our intuition or what that gut feeling or what our soul is trying to tell us. Is it that our most gifted, most talented, most powerful business owners and the people who want to change the world or make a difference or create this amazing life, is it that instead of being nurtured and watered, that sometimes you feel like you've been beaten and pushed and broken and traumatized and pushed to the absolute limits of everything in our life and in our business? And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when all of these things happen and you just constantly, sometimes, you're feeling like you're hitting brick wall and brick wall and brick wall, and just when you make traction or you're building this part of your business and it's all flowing, something happens, and you kind of just go, my goodness, I must have been sent from the highest form of all creation, and I must be this powerful creature, because why on earth would this continue to happen? So instead of being nurtured, we were gifted with an amazing opportunity, and that is the path to see all of who we are and embrace all of those lessons, even those really crappy times and those crappy situations when we thought that our business was never going to take off or was never going to make money and you're constantly just scrambling. It's that sense of knowing that I really want you to tap into today. It's like when my daughter says to me, she says, Mum, when is my tooth going to fall out? And I say, I don't know, sweetie, I don't know. But I do know that it will, because we know this, right? We know that it'll happen. I can't tell you when, but I know that it will. It's taking that inner sense of knowing and that vision that you have and creating something that is amazingly aligned and unique and congruent to you. It's like when my other daughter says, Mum, my friend yells at me and she doesn't listen to me. She doesn't hear what I say. And I say, I know, sweetie, I know. You feel like you're not being heard and you're not worthy, I know. But you're trying to fit in and you're trying to fit this mold. And you're trying to fit in so bad that you feel like you don't actually belong. But honey, you're not supposed to fit in, because we were born to be different. And when you do try to fit in, it doesn't make you feel happy, because we're not supposed to fit in with others. We just have to fit and be ourselves. Allow ourselves to be ourselves with no apology or pretending to be someone that we're not. Then I know that you will be heard and you will feel worthy, because you're giving yourself the freedom to be. Then I know that you'll feel happy, and I know that you will feel so much joy. And as much as I think, man, I wish I had someone tell me that when I was her age, instead of getting beaten and abused. But I know that I wouldn't be right here, right now with you with the same inner sense of freedom and peace and love that I feel right now. Because I know that everything comes to us in the right time and the right sequence, and that is priceless. We cannot put a time frame or a price tag on that. The truth is, we're all scrambling and dancing and feeling our way through in our business. I have made a lot of mistakes, and for every stuff up, there has always been a level of knowing that there's a better way, a more aligned way, a lesson. But when we listen and we check in, we be self-aware, we open ourselves up to hear the messages before the shit hits the fan, most times. Now, not listening to that and being self-aware, not listening, it can damage our brand and our business in ways that takes years to recover. You feel like a fraud. You're constantly watching what other people are doing in their business, and you're constantly looking, what's my competition doing? What's everybody else doing out there? You're seeking external confirmation, affirmation, and validation from other people. It causes cash flow problems, and you can't build traction, and we're leaving so much money on the table because we're trying to be somebody that we're not. We think that we have to do business a certain way, but we don't. 21 years ago, I managed my first business, and I soon realized that once again, I didn't fit in. This is the story of my life, right? My obsession with committing, and when I'm in, I am all in. And I don't care if I'm a waitress, if I'm working in a bakery, if I'm speaking on stage, if I'm working with some of the largest companies. When I'm in, I'm all in. But I realized that this devoted dedication wasn't innate in everyone. In fact, it was rare. So this small town country girl was transforming traditional businesses in a way that was leaving businessmen shaking their heads, wondering what on earth is this chick doing? But I trusted my intuition and I just went with it. And back then I wouldn't have called it intuition. I didn't even really think about it. I just was probably young enough and naive enough to just do it without thinking. 10 years ago, I made the transition into the online space. And as I said earlier, I created what was to become Australia's largest independent resource and the first one of its kind in the world. It just grew with ease. In all honesty, it was easy. It was just happened at the right time. And I trusted that and I just did it. But as much as Bra Queen grew with ease, I didn't. Far from it. It was my biggest joy, my love, my baby, my biggest frustration, and it was my online foundation. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys can resonate with that love-hate relationship that we can have with our business. I was like a newborn foal scrambling to find its feet. I really was. And as much as I said, I want people to read my stuff and feel like they're talking to me, right? It just wasn't the case because I hid behind my brand. I played it safe and I let my business partner at the time warp and abuse my words and my message because spelling and grammar are not my forte. So it left this doubt and feeling like a fraud. It just overcome me. And even though I'd spent literally tens of thousands of dollars on mentoring and internet marketing and going to every single event and the opening of an envelope, I still felt stupid. And everyone was saying, why don't you just get a job? And there are smarter people in business and they all fail. Why do you think you're any different? How does a bra queen make money anyway? Shouldn't you just commit to raising your children? And I know that, we all get these things that people say to us. And then I got to a point where it went on and on until I realized that smart has many facets. And why the f am I listening to people who aren't even in the race. They're not even in the arena. I started to write as myself, me, everything I stood for, because I am not a walking media release. Lingerie meant something to me. It was the beginning of me feeling alive from the inside out, and it gives women the ability to express themselves. It gives them confidence, and they can stand in their power. So what is it that you're really selling? That product or that service? It is beyond, it's deeper than that. What are you really selling? And in terms of lingerie, I would always say we're not selling a bra, we're selling empowerment and confidence. What are you really saying? And don't worry about the people who don't get you. Opportunities came my way as I stood in my truth. It was amazing what happened, and almost instantly. It happens quickly. And a lot of people didn't resonate. A lot of people in the industry, to be honest. I said a lot of times, excuse my French, but I felt like I was pushing shit uphill, and it was really frustrating because I had these great intentions of what I wanted to do, and it just felt really hard. But for the people who were in business for more than just profit, the people who genuinely wanted to make a difference in a meaningful way as well as make money, they were waiting in the wings to collaborate and align with me. So I knew that I was on the right track. That went on for many years, but it turns out that my wings were bigger than that, and they were ready to fly, and I had to embrace my gifts, and I had to let all of my juicy juju and woo-woo-ness out because it's a part of who I am, and it didn't make sense under Bra Queen. So I began to separate myself from Bra Queen, and that took 3 years. And I entered the world as Renee Main, and I released a whole bunch of new, a whole list of new, what would you call it, a speaking profile, right? Which is a whole new topics of within the speaking arena. And I was really nervous because they seemed really out there, right? And I was really worried about how I was going to be perceived. But you know what? They were embraced by everybody, and I had very few rejections. 4 years ago, it was really the beginning of something that it leaves me breathless and really grateful. It was really me creating a personality-rich business because I was so tired of doing everything the same thing as what everybody else is doing, you know. Creating that personality-rich business to boost your business. So how to avoid the noise and be yourself in your business. The biggest thing that I learned in this space was don't run your business against the natural rhythm of your business. Every business has a natural season and a natural element, and we try so hard to go against it, but that's when you're kind of feeling like it's, oh, I'm 2 steps forward, 10 steps back type thing, you know. Excuse me, because we're just going against the natural rhythm of the business. The next thing is to work with your business, the natural flow. Every business has a season and the elements, and you can actually really transform your business when you do this. It's different for every business, right? That's why it's so crucial that we don't copy and paste someone else's business model, right? It might work for them, but it doesn't mean it'll work for you. That's when you're seeing everyone else around you and you're thinking, why are they building traction so quickly? And I've been in business for longer than them, and why have they got so much more success, or they're further along, or whatever that looks like, That's why that happens, because we can't mold ourselves. And even a lot of thought leaders will say, find somebody who's doing something that you want to do and model their business. It doesn't work. We are not that person. You might take concepts or you might be inspired, but that's not the way it works. We have to be ourselves. So take the time to delve into your marketing and go deeper than anything else you've ever explored. Take the time to delve deeper. I promise you there is so much gold under there once you actually take the time to delve deeper. So how to operate your life and your business without doubt, uncertainty, and fear. I touched on it earlier about practicing self-awareness. Now, this might seem out there and crazy, but I promise you, start to do it, because it really does change it changes the way you go about business every day, about just everything, about how you feel every day. It's really changed my everyday. Like I can't express that enough, because it's just been the most amazing journey. Because as the pendulum of life, right, it swings. We can't go from hot to cold in one swing and one move. We can't go from self-loathing to self-love in one move, right? It will always remain something outside of ourselves and something that we can never obtain. So the next move from where you are now is to be self-aware and feel that in your body, that space of isness, right? So all we have to do, and the only thing you ever have to ask yourself, is, what is my body trying to tell me right now? And listen to that, okay? It might be a sudden jolt of fear, uncertainty, anger, or pain. It might just be a whisper. What is it for you? As we learn to live in this constant state of being self-aware, it's the most brilliant tool that you will master. When you're ready, be there. Own it. Show up, right? When you're reading something, watching something, or talking to someone, begin to notice how you're feeling and what your body is telling you, right? Now, this can be a little bit confronting, because I was at networking events or even talking to friends and family, and I'm going, oh, that doesn't feel so good. Like, oh, I need to do something about that. And so any feeling that isn't nice, it requires an action that you need to make a change, right? You need to walk away. You need to switch off. You need to close that browser, because it isn't for you. I've been in business, I've been in Facebook business groups, and I've had to leave because and as much as they said that they were soulful and everything else, it didn't feel right, because I could feel the bullshit and the fluff that they were in it for profit, and they seen an opening in what was in at the time, and I can see through that. And that was hard, because I thought, man, if these aren't my people, then who are? That corridor is getting really narrow, But trust that, because the more we listen to that, the more then the universe can bring us people who are aligned with us. So we become who we surround ourselves with, what we consume, and most importantly, how we respond. Become more of who you are and who you want to be. Surround yourself with people who make you feel alive. They expand your thinking and they bring out the best version of you. They are your people. Anything else is just a flashcard and a reminder for us to walk away. The existence brings us this feeling of being self-aware. It brings us to a place where you can actually explore and be yourself and just explore and embody all those elements of yourself, you know, and it just brings this curiosity and this intrigue into your everyday, and it feels good because you're doing what your soul really wants to do. So there is an effortless way to making money and sales, okay? It's about, you know, just marketing your message in a way so you don't feel like you're sacrificing your soul, you know? Arguably one of our biggest frustrations and pain and problems in our business is lead generation. Creating clients and cash constantly, getting your business seen and getting results that stick, right? Most people don't have a marketing degree, but it is the most crucial thing that we do in our business. We don't have most businesses don't have an unlimited budget to spend on advertising and marketing. And there is so much scope and potential with social media, but without a kick-ass, clear purpose, you're just contributing to the noise. Stand out from the noise, don't contribute to it. The world doesn't need any more beige. There are elements that you can work with, and you get to harness them to make the most and get effortless results, right? To make the most out of your business. All it takes is an open mind and a willingness to understand and then take the time to create it, okay? Now, I always say something I've said it for so many years, but it's about training hard to win easy. Yeah, does it take work to delve deep and to actually, you know, figure out who am I? What do I want to contribute? What are my values? How can I actually, what does it mean? What does a personality-rich business mean in my business? What am I really saying? What am I really selling? And what are the natural seasons? What's the natural rhythm? And what are those common threads that are happening in my business? Does it take time to set up? Absolutely. Do you need to delve deep? Absolutely. But you're training hard to win easy, because every business has a season. Every business has an undertone and a particular element at all times. Every business has a time that it requires feminine and masculine energy. You know, it's a time where we need to take action, a time where we need to create, a time where we need to receive, and a time that we need to focus, right? It all comes, these are all versions of ourself that we're just, it's tools in our toolbox, you know, we're just expanding on that. So every marketing message needs to be understood that we operate on a different level. You know, so people talk about who is your ideal target market and who do you want to work with and what is your avatar, all of these things, right? And they're really important questions to ask. But for most times, it's very surface level and we don't dig deep enough. So we can't communicate to our audience, because you might have an ideal target market, right? And the truth is that is going to be very broad. So we need to do the research and take the time to create what are the personas of our audience, Okay, what really makes them tick? Because there's a time to plant the seed, to ask the question. There's a time to create curiosity in the marketplace. There's a time to water. There's a time to nurture. There's a time to grow, and there's a time to harvest. And it is all absolutely relative for every single business, and it is unique to every business. It all needs to be done at a particular time, in a particular voice, and in a particular way. Because we have a choice, right? We can have a formula, the blueprint, and the template. We see them all the time. I'm sure that if your Facebook feed looks anything like mine, it's constantly download this blueprint, get this template, get my foolproof formula. We're flooded with this crap all the time, right? Now, is there a certain, are there strategies that we can implement? Absolutely. Do we have different business models? Absolutely. But there is no one method for everybody. Okay, so it's just about knowing that, yes, it's about taking action, but we need to understand that we are all programmed and we are creatures of habit, right? People create their entire approach to business and strategies to activate and manipulate our most intelligent, awake, enlightened business owners. Okay, we need to wake up to that, because that scarcity and that sense of urgency that you feel in those moments, that's that sudden jolt. That's that jolt of, oh, hang on a minute. It's them manipulating you, okay? Because we're programmed. We're creatures of habit. But we need to start feeling it in our bodies, okay? Feel how your body is responding to that. If you're feeling that scarcity or that urgency, it's that little girl that just wants to hang out where the cool kids are hanging out. That feeling where you're going, oh, I want to be a part of that tribe, or, it's that. Start to feel and be aware of those words, the people that are actually igniting that feeling in you and your surroundings, okay? As I said earlier, surround yourself with people who make you feel alive. They feel good. They make you feel good. You make them feel good. They expand your thinking. They expand your heart, and they make you want to be a better version of yourself. That is the place. That is the touch point and the beginning of mastering the art of authentic marketing. Notice anything and everything that doesn't feel like that and make a change. As I said in the beginning, I really wanted for you to experience a more inspired way, a more empowered way. And I wanted to show you and give you some pointers just so you can start to begin to feel what it feels like to operate from this space, right? And as crazy as what it may feel, and as natural as what it may feel for some of you, let's just go, you know what? Screw it, let's do it. Let's just put it out there, and what have you got to lose? So what I want you to do is I want you to feel this shift, okay? I want you to feel what feels aligned and what doesn't, okay? So close your eyes, okay? I want everybody to close your eyes. No one is watching you. Start to feel how your body is feeling. That space in between. Do you feel light, vast and expansive? Or do you feel a tightness or density? There's no right or wrong, there's just what's right for you. Feeling that and breathing into that, let's think about your sleeping giant. Where is she within you? Where's that little girl, that sleeping giant within you? Feel that, feel her within you. Feel that little girl within you, see her, feel her, and breathe into that. See that she's dreaming, right? Imagine in your mind's eye, see her, see that little girl, feel her. She's dreaming and she believes in you and she loves you. She believes in magic and she believes in the magic you can and you will create. As her eyelids flutter open, she sees you. She sees you watching her with love and admiration. You share the same blood, the same history. Only now you both believe. Have a little conversation with her. Tell her your vision that you have within your business. Tell her the magic you want to create. Tell her the magic you want to create for your clients and your community. Think about that thing about yourself that you used to hate. That thing that you hated about yourself, or you used to hide it. You thought was your biggest flaw or your biggest weakness. Maybe you still feel it. Ask her what you two can do to activate this strength. What is it that this gift is really trying to tell you? It's trying to activate something in you because it will become your biggest secret weapon and your most frequently used gift. This gift, bring it to life because it will become your most brilliant gift. What is it for you? What is it for you? And how can you use it within your business to just own it, activate it, and amplify it? What does she want you to bring to the table in your business? Talk about your next step. The next step that you're taking together. What's the action that you're doing? What does she want you to bring to the table in your business? And what's the next step that you need to take? And as you feel that, keep that close to you and come back into your body now. And you can thank her for being a vital part of you. And there is no need to say see you soon, because now you can feel her within you and you can feel it into your body and that awareness. How is it feeling? I want you to capture this moment, capture this feeling like a Kodak memory. Freeze that, because this moment, I want you to set it on your radar as your check-in point. and you can check in. Let this be the check-in point, okay? For me to be free, I need to be me. Authenticity matters. There is a reason why we feel the way we do. It is not wrong, it's not stupid. And the more we can begin to stand in your truth, be that voice, your voice, you can communicate your message in the most authentic, raw, vulnerable, beautiful way. A long time ago, I tried to raise my voice by being an expert. And that's why I felt like a fraud, because I did not believe in all that I am. And I don't believe that I know best and I know everything and you should listen to me and this is how you should do it. I don't believe that. I believe that you know best. And I want to activate that ability in you. So I am a guide. I'm a guide that can hold the space for you to create a business that's unique to you and not mirror and mold someone else's business model. That doesn't work. That doesn't work for you, and it never will. They are all over the internet. You can see them. People that just match and mold other people's businesses. And you know, and Ali, I think that you've created something that's so special, and you infuse so much of you in all that you do, and I think that that's something that you should be really proud of. So thank you for being that gift. And as much as I may be your guide, your teacher, a hard taskmaster, a mentor, a probe, a companion, and your biggest cheerleader, it's you. And it's all about feeling it in your body and how amazing you are, how loved you are, and how magical you really are. I see you and I feel your greatness. You know, one day I was beaten so bad that I was broken. I couldn't get put back together again. No one was going to save me, as much as I longed for them to. I didn't need fixing. I didn't need to be put back together, because all that was left was the real me. No stories, no bullshit. And that is all we ever need. We don't need to fix or restore or repair. Because every time we're broken, it exposes more of who we really are. We are the Wizard of Oz. We are Cinderfucking-Rella. We are the change that we want to see. As within, so without. Most importantly, we are surrounded by people who make us feel good and they pep us up and they don't bring us down. Now we get to live and imagine the possibility, because we can do anything. And for those of you who feel that you want to delve a little bit deeper and you want to create this personality-rich business, I've just rolled out a couple of new dates for 2 new upcoming events. So if you feel it, then read more about it, and they are on my website, which Ali can give to you, or Anita can give to you, but it's reneemain.com.au if you want any more information on that. I would love to see you guys there, and their new workshops. So it's really something special. So the first one is, if you haven't got the framework there, then we create that. And then the second one is, if you have got the framework there and we need to implement it into a beautiful marketing message, then that's a 2-day live event. So but that's it from me. So thank you. And if you've got any questions, or Ali, if you've got any questions, or you just want to say you're a crazy woman, what did you do to my mums?
No, I think I haven't seen any questions come up, but I'm assuming if anyone does have any questions they think of, they can maybe ask it through your Facebook page or something, Renee?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I would love to connect. It's my Facebook page is Love Renee May, and that'll take it through to my business page.
As in love from you, or they want them to love you?
As in both.
Both.
Yeah.
Love me and I'll love you back.
Yeah. I'll love you anyway.
Exactly. No, the only thing I was going to say is that I think that you're going to have quite a few mums going away from this, and they're probably still going to be thinking about it, tonight and tomorrow. And it's one of those talks it's not, you don't just listen to it and then you walk away. It's something that's going to keep ticking over in your head, and little things will be popping. That's what I think anyway.
Oh, it really does. It just, when I started to do this Ali, it just changed everything. Like, in talking about, I've just got shivers, like, because it just makes you feel so different. Like, it just makes every business decision, everything just totally different. And it's just created this, beautiful, seamless flow, and it's just really something special. It really is.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, but yeah, any thoughts or anything that gets triggered, then I'm absolutely here to help. And I'd really like to hear how they feel.
Yeah.
As well. So any feedback, I think that I would personally really appreciate. So yeah.
And they can pop onto your Facebook page and at least leave that feedback there for you as well.
Yeah, I would love to hear how they go and how they're feeling. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being online for us. I knew it was going to be good, and it was, so I was right again. Good. There's always that feeling of going, oh, God, here I am, like, just fly that freak flag. Yeah. But there are so many other freaks out there as well. They're probably sitting there going, oh, thank goodness, like I'm not the only one.
Exactly. Yeah. They're all things that we all feel. We all feel these things. And if there's just a nicer set point, then it just makes ourselves feel so much better.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, thank you so much, lovely. And also, big thank you to my Google Hangout gal, Anita, who was freaking out that she was going to have to run this for me when we couldn't get my audio working. But luckily, Anita, I managed to get it happening. So if anyone wants any help with Google Hangouts, running them, like someone to teach them how to run them, or someone to run them for you, Anita is fantastic at that. She just does it all for me. And also, she's just a great VA anyway. So, even if you need help with putting together a MailChimp newsletter or some admin support, things like that, then Anita's your girl. So thanks, Anita.
Thank you. Thanks, Al.
And actually, the topic we've got next month, following on from Renee, is actually, I think it's going to be a good flow on, because it's actually about mindfulness.
Yes, I've seen that. Perfect.
Yeah, and a lot more information on how to achieve it and why it's so helpful for you, and especially for us busy mums who are literally doing pretty much everything. And really, when do we ever stop and actually just take a second to be mindful? So I think it'll be a great flow on from Renee's talk. So hopefully we'll see you all next month, and we'll send that information out. And that's it from us today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please do pass on some feedback to Renee, and we'll catch you next month. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to me. If you think that you would love to know when my next video comes out, you can. Just subscribe here or here or here or down there or somewhere around here. You'll see the subscribe button. Hope to see you again. Bye.